Okay, so here we can find out the value of P and Q from these two simultaneous equations. So you can use the equation mode in your calculator. So select the mode, then fifth option, then select the first option. So first is two variable equation. Okay. So you can enter these values minus 1.5 is equal to, then B is sorry, this is 0.5 first. This is minus 0.5, then minus 1.5. And on the right side, the constant is 130. Second equation, 1 plus 1. So it is 1, 1, and constant is 20. Okay, then press equal to. So you will get the first answer. So this is X means it is for P. Okay, so P value is 160 and Q value is minus 140. So the P value, this is 160 Newton. Q value is minus 140 Newton. Okay. So what does it indicate? Minus 140 Newton. It shows that our assumed direction is wrong. Okay. We assume both the forces P and Q in the downward direction. Okay. But out of that, one is correct. P answer we have got as a positive. That means our assumed direction is correct. P must be in downward direction. We need to change the direction of force Q. Okay. So you can redraw this diagram A to D. So here just I will erase the force Q. So your final system will be like this. So here we have the force P, which is a 160 Newton. And the Q force show this upward. Okay. And this force is 140 Newton. Okay. So this is your final system. So this distance is 0.5. This total distance is 1.5. Okay. Now you can check the resultant. So you can verify the answer. For this final system, your resultant value, this is minus 160 plus 140. So this is equal to minus 20 Newton. It is the same value. R is equal to minus 20. Okay. And also you can take the moment about the A, you will get the same answer. Okay. So if you take the moment by all the forces in the new system about the A, so this will be 160 into 0.5. This is negative plus 140 into 1.5. Okay. So you can check this answer. So 160 into 0.5. So this is minus and plus 140 into 1.5. So this is 130 Newton meter. Okay. So 130 Newton meter. So you can check the previous answer. We have got the same 130 Newton meter for the original system. So this is your new system with two parallel forces, one at point M and second at point N. Okay. So this is how you can replace the parallel forces or parallel force system by a single force or by two forces. Okay, so now we will see the next type of system, which is a non-concurrent, non-parallel force system. Okay, so this is also called as a general force system. So general force system means forces are acting at different points. That means it is a non-concurrent. Okay, and forces are not parallel to each other. So here one example is shown where the beam AB, okay, it is connected with the wall, and on this beam AB there are two forces. One is 30 kilonewton, second is 26 kilonewton. Okay, these forces are acting at different points. So let's take this point as a point C, and this is point B. So they're acting at different angles. One is 30° with vertical, and for 26 kilonewton, direct angle is not given, but some dimensions are given. Okay, and there is one additional moment in the system. So this point, it is point D, and the moment value is 45 kilonewton meter. Okay, so this is due to the couple in the system. So the effect is 45 kilonewton meter moment at point D. So this is called as a general force system or non-concurrent, non-parallel force system. So let us see how to find out the resultant for this system. So you can note down this problem. So the question is, determine the resultant and find its location with respect to the point A. Okay. So to solve the general force system problem, your first step, it will be resolve the forces. Okay, that means we have to find out the x and y component, fx and fy. Okay. In case of parallel force system, no need to resolve the forces because the forces are either in x direction or in the y direction. So this is your first step. Then second step will be find out the summation fx and summation fy. Okay. So these steps are similar to the concurrent force system. Third step will be find out the resultant by using this formula, summation fx square plus summation fy square. Okay. Next, find out the angle of result, theta, which is equal to tan inverse summation fy upon summation fx. Okay. So before this theta, from second step, you should locate the quadrant. Locate quadrant of resultant. Okay, so depending on summation fx and summation fy, you can decide whether the resultant is in first, second, third, or fourth quadrant. Okay, for that you have to observe the sign. Then you can find out resultant angle theta. Okay, and after that, to find out the position or location of the resultant, we have to use the Varignan's theorem. So use Varignan's theorem to find the location. Okay, so these are the steps. So by using these steps, you can find out the resultant for this general force system. So you can draw this figure again. Okay, so your first step is to resolve the forces. So whenever we resolve the forces for general force system, let's observe the contact point of this force with the system. Okay, so here AB is the object. Okay, so 30 kilonewton, its contact point is C. So always resolve the force at the contact point only. We can resolve the force anywhere along this line of action, but prefer to resolve the force at this point C only. So how to resolve the force? So this is the X component and this is the Y component of that force. Okay. So here Y component, it is adjacent component to give an angle 30 degree. Okay. So this component will be cos component. So I will write here Fy, this is equal to force is 30 kilonewton, cos angle is 30. Okay. Its X component, it is the opposite component. So this will be 30 sine 30. Okay. Next result 26 kilonewton. So for 26 kilonewton, resolve the force at this point only, that is at point B. So draw a vertical vector. So this is the Y component. Draw horizontal vector. This is the X component. Okay. So here this angle is not given. So how you can find out this angle? So observe this triangle. Okay, 12, 5, and 30. Okay. So you can find out this. Just assume this angle as alpha. This is 12 and this is 5. So alpha is equal to tan inverse 12 by 5. So get this answer. Tan inverse 12 upon 5. So this is 67.38. So this angle is 67.38. So this Y component will be, Y component is opposite component. Okay. So it is 26 sine 67.38. And this X component, it is adjacent component to the angle alpha. So this is cos component. Always remember, adjacent means cos, opposite means sine. So this is 26 is the force, cos 67.38. Okay. So this is the resolution. And there is one additional moment. So keep this moment as it is. We will only consider this value in the Varignane theorem. Okay. In the summation Fx and summation Fy, we have just consider the forces. Okay. So next step is take summation Fx. So write this equation. Take summation Fy. So you will get some positive or negative answer. After that, locate the quadrant. Okay. And then find out resultant and its angle. So try to complete this as a homework. Otherwise, we will solve this in the next lecture.